Do we have any Latish troops in this chat? Can I get a glory to Laterus in the chat? You can tell who actually plays Loaded 2 based on how they spelled letters. Alright, let's see. Is this displaying? Hello everyone, it's me. Welcome to the stream. In just a moment we're gonna put up the stream items in the in-game shop if that's something that anyone's interested in. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link up in the Discord. There we go. Yeah, stream items should not be up yet. You should not be able to see them quite yet. But I will put them up in just a moment. Golden Nuggy asks, what shampoo do you use? Honestly, I can't even remember. I use a shampoo bar. A little better for the environment. All you gotta do is, instead of squeezing the bottle on top of your head, you just take the bar and just rub it around your head. Might not necessarily be better for your head, but it's better for not using so much plastic. I wonder what's going on in Laterus today. Sorry, y'all are seeing my notes there. That's not intended. Holy moly. Tara donated 50 Hong Kong. I think that's what it is. Bit of support. Please don't mind. Alright. Thank you, Tier. See ya. How do you pronounce her name, by the way? Is it Tier or Tear? Adam Kick says, can you make the stream starting soon background thing from ATF 7 public? I'd like to have it as my background. Oh, are you talking about the animation? Oh, I should have known people are gonna hop in here. Oh boy. This is a new player? Oh my god, it is a new player. Wait, what's their name? Esmeritus? Let's take them... Oh, Christ. Where's everyone? Looks like they might be in Arcanix. Boreas? Aha! Alright, I'm gonna... A lot of the times new players will hop in, not knowing exactly what's going on, get lost, get bored, and then leave. So hopefully I can get Esmeridius here before they leave. All right, let's see if well, we gave them a better shot. Let's hope they have a good experience. I don't know if anyone's in the server here who would actually sort of be their guide. Anfila? Maybe Anfila? I know Anfila. Where did they go? Oh, they went way over there. Well, crap. Now I can't see what Anfila is saying. Or maybe they're AFK? Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Why do I feel like they all tackled this poor newbie? King Mort is being a guide? That's so kind. Hi, sir. Thank you. This is the Latish Kingdom in the Taiga. Oh, we control all of the forest in the Taiga and this city. Nice. I'm so sorry, King Mort, for the accent I have inflicted upon you. We used to be in the plains, but we were kicked out from the wretched Umbusans. Umbusans? What's that? Is this person actually going to become like a regular player? That would be fantastic. They came from Impolo, south of Ludwig, but we got kicked out from poor Laterus, Umbuso. I don't have any food on me. Hopefully this person, has it in their heart to play roleplay. They're an evil faction trying to take over the world. Well, from their view, to unite it. Me lord. Oh, okay, so this person does know how to roleplay. They took the bread. They put on the default peasant clothing and a sword. Yes, that's one of our swords, I'm pretty sure. They took a bite of the bread. Yummy. Looks like they're not used to the standard of Oh, they got their quotes backwards. So they're just kind of exploring right now. So they're interested at least. What y'all saw a second ago was I mean, this person still might quit the game, but what y'all saw a second ago was the main problem with Loda 2. The lore is very confusing, there's no guides, and you could easily teleport to a place that has no players and get bored and just never come back to the game because it was so boring. Where is this person going? Maybe they're going to that fort over there? Could make a movie about this. Maybe I should find a map and then leave. We're gonna shift it to a dev stream in a moment here. I guess I'll go ahead and put the stream items up though, since y'all are waiting patiently. Okay. So, the stream items will appear in the servers 2714 or newer in anywhere between 1 and 5 minutes from now. So keep an eye out for that. If you have any issues with the items, like you buy one and it just never appears in your inventory, definitely just shoot me a DM and I will rectify the situation for you. Where did our newbie go? Aha. Okay, so they're not acknowledging the newbie. Yeah, this is unfortunately the major issue with Loaded 2 at the moment. Just very exclusive roleplay. Not to say it's those players' fault. If the game has that problem, it's ultimately the fault of the designers of the game, not the community. Are any of these players going to be Ismeritus' guide? Hello, miss. Skelethan? Huh? Hi. Who's this little short person? Do you wish for a tour of Boreas? Only one tail for a tour. Uninteresting. It says, do a passive-aggressive message telling them to interact with the new players. Maybe not. I'm traveling actually. Okay, so this player. This player's a tough one to crack. They're trying to section themselves off. We'll see if these players, these stream snipers, should I say, if they they must be overwhelmed. We'll see if they go adventuring with them. Woo! Looks like quite a lot of people are here to try to help out this person actually. Alright. We seem to be smited by the god. Okay, so this person's not actually role-playing. Is that Walter White? Where is this person trying to go is my question. They said they're traveling, but they obviously are new and they don't know where they're traveling to. So I guess they're just kind of, they want to explore a little bit? Take the main highway? Do you want to become strong? Esmeritus wants to be a knight. Chad fart blasted me! He fart blasted me! Cannot believe this. You want to be a knight? Do not talk to these peasants then. Peasantry is not knightly. Is this person actually a knight? They might be. I am a knight of the highest order. Where is this leading to? Is this knight gonna go traveling with them? Wait, where did Esmeritus go? Oh, there they are. They're definitely having an interesting first experience, I'll say that. This is not the usual newbie experience. Looks like they ran off on the highway. Or maybe they just ran off to squat in the field. Alright, there they are. I catch my breath. They're putting quotes around actions. Very interesting behavior. They're saying I shouldn't have left home. So, just a disclaimer for everyone. Thanks for the donations, by the way, y'all. So we got Avro donated to... I don't know what that money is. USRF is the best faction in ATF 8. Okay, fair enough. Desperado donated $5. Says, how do you get the stream items, LOL? Thank you so much, Desperado. You just go into a server that's 2714 or newer. Well, there's no newer ones yet, but currently they should be up. Very creative user donated $5 and says, Chad, Fish Melee must come to ATF. Fish Melee. Gotta think about that one. So it looks like the stream items are slightly bugged. So what's happening is if you see them in the shop, it looks like you'll be able to buy them, but you won't actually receive the item and your scrap parts won't be removed until you either reset or rejoin the server. I think that seems to be what's going on right now. But I will definitely fix this as soon as possible. Yeah, someone's saying if you buy on one server and rejoin to another server, you have it. So, apologies to everyone who's having issues with that. I will definitely make sure that is fixed for the next stream. Let me make a note of that real quick. Do 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 do. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so I've made a note. Once again, what's going on with the stream items is slightly bugged. So if you hop into a server and you see them, you know what? Why don't I just make a note of this and add it to the stream here? Oops. Is this the right note? Nope, that is not the right note. Okay, there we go. So there's the disclaimer. Yeah, so unfortunately what's going on right now is the stream items, you can buy them, but it seems like after you buy one, it becomes bugged. Your scrap parts are not removed, and also you don't see the item. But it sounds like the purchase did go through if you buy it, so all you gotta do is go to a different server. Once again, I apologize for the bugs. It's still a bit of a work in progress, but it sounds like the purchases do work. And if you do decide to buy any of those stream items, a big thank you as well, because that helps the game out a ton, buying the stream items. Oh, looks like Esmeritus is on a journey now with some friends. This is pretty cool. I hope Esmeritus has a good first experience here. I feel like this is the ideal roleplay scenario when you first hop into the game as a newbie. Just some some farmers just like kind of come along. King Mort is definitely not a newbie, so it's good to have King Mort there. King Mort can definitely help out. What is Inevio doing? Is that Oppenheimer himself? Everyone's asking, are you going to stream on September 31st? The answer is yes, of course. That's my favorite day of the year. Esmeritas has the hidden curse of Fart Blast on them. If anyone breaks character, they get Fart Blasted. King Mort, I must ask, you don't have to verbally respond, but if you are hearing me on the stream right now, would you just like crouch twice and then jump? Let's see if King Mort responds. I think we have a 30-second delay. Maybe 10? Oh, there he goes! Yeah, alright. Cool. So King Mort, I'm going to, I think, go into development here. If you have time to continue guiding this player for a little bit, that would be fantastic. I think me hopping out of the server might actually be better for y'all, since less people would be kind of following just to hop onto the camera for a moment. You got Gekamesto with you as well. Here you go, King Mort. There's 150 crowns in the shop. I don't know if it'll ever help you, but that's a thank you for being a guide. Oh, King Mort just literally killed Super Bob. You killed Super Bob! Oh, they're going into the volcano. Whoa. That's a treacherous mission for a newbie. Iceland is here? Oh my god. Is there gonna be a fight? What are you doing here? This is the Sylvic Guard. They control the jungle. Wait, is it Emir that's the Sylvic Guard? Or Thyslin? Gotta be honest. I can't tell anymore, but I think it's Thyslin. For anyone who doesn't know what game this is Legends of the Aether. It's our medieval fantasy roleplay. It's kind of similar to After the Flash. It's just you really have to have someone in the game who knows what they're doing to help you. Otherwise, you're gonna be very lost. That's the only downside of Legends of the Aether. Sparkling Pishy donated 5 R's. Thank you so much, Sparkling Pishy. Really appreciate that. Hey Chad, just passing by to send some support. And thanks for watching the trailer to my ATF animated series. Our team is working very hard on it. Well, I'm excited to see how it goes. The animation quality was pretty good. Thanks for the donation, by the way. Desperado donated another $5 and says, Chad, do you ever plan on uncopy locking your newer ATF games Past Darkness? If so, when do you think you will? Rain should be uncopy locked now. But I don't know. It's a good question. I like contributing to the community, and letting people have what we've worked on in the past. But the issue is, nowadays, I can only uncopy lock games when my livelihood doesn't depend on it. So for example, I could uncopy lock After the Flash 7, but what people will do is take the prop placer that I worked on and just make it free, and it would be a really crappy position to have to sort of compete with my own work, if that makes sense. compete with my own stolen work, I guess. Eventually in the future, I could see it happening, but looks like Esmeritus is having a fantastic first-time experience. All right. King Mort and Thaislin, I appreciate y'all. You're doing Australia's work here. Good luck to you, and also you, Skelethan and Lucasade. Oh, Eve is here. All right, now I'm gonna get into development. Good luck, y'all. Hopefully, Esmeritus becomes a community member, but if not, then at least we gave them an experience they will probably remember forever. Alright. Good luck, homies. You know how when you play a game, even if you never come back to it, sometimes you have like such a memorable experience that you, like, that memory just sticks with you? Of that one time you played a game? Does anyone have those experiences? Like a game that they played on Roblox like 5 years ago or something, and you never played it again, but that one time was like a core memory for you? Also, Snarly said if you buy it in-game, they get all the profit, I think. Are you talking about the stream items? Because the stream items, if you buy them in the game, they do really help keep the game alive. So thank you to everyone who buys them. However, we also only get somewhere between 20 and 25% of each purchase. I'm not so much upset about Roblox taking 50 or more percent. I'm a little more upset about Apple and Microsoft having such a monopoly on their app stores that they take 25% of every purchase from After the Flash and Loda just out of the fact that they own the app stores. Let's see. Deletus donated $5. Thank you so much, Deletus. Ever thought of adding materials to weapons? Like the look of the Meridian, but the tan color doesn't really match well with my rigs. That would kind of be more with skins, I think. I could see us doing skins at some point, but it might have to be after the Flash 9 or something, just because, I don't know, the infrastructure doesn't quite fit it at the moment. Desperado donated $5. Thank you so much, Desperado. In the future, if you do, I won't make the prop placer free. Oh, okay, you're talking about the games. Also just checked, Rain isn't uncopylocked. Weird. That's strange. That one was supposed to be uncopylocked. Mr. Smiles donated $2. What does each of the new guns fire? The Thorn 2, if I recall, it's like a really powerful round, but I honestly cannot remember what it is. Because it's just a single break action pistol, but it's like a really high caliber, just like the Thorn from Mirage. And then the Meridian fires a gel-based projectile that all it does is expel gas when you fire it. And the ALVMS fires it's a railgun that doesn't fire a slug, it fires a bolt, or a toroid, which is a donut shape basically, of plasma. So it fires the plasma donut, which is, I think, more powerful than a railgun, but I can't recall. Gingeron donated $2. Thank you so much. And says, will dual wielding weaponry be added? Yeah, eventually. So the plan for dual wielding at the moment is Loda 3 essentially needs to have sword and shield combos to be the quality that I want it to be. So what I'm going to do is a shield is going to be one tool. And in ATF, that translates to like a riot shield, for example. So you'll be able to put on a shield in your left hand, I guess. And it'll always be in your left hand, I think, just because it might be a little too difficult to choose which hand it goes in. Because that would require also animation mirroring and all that stuff. So, yeah, it would go in your left hand. And then there will be certain tags on tools that are like shield equipable. So a pistol, for example, you'll be able to take the shield out and then equip the pistol also. And then at whatever moment you want, you can unequip the shield or you can unequip the pistol. But they're two separate tools essentially. But you could not equip a shotgun, for example, because that's a two-handed weapon. And over at Loda, what that means is you could equip a sword, you could equip a spear. That would be pretty cool. Maybe anything that's like a one-handed thing, like an axe or a short hammer with a shield. I think that would all work. But any two-handed things like a long axe or a long hammer, a long sword, I don't think those will be shield equipable. Hilkley donated £5. Thank you so much. I feel heavier already. I'm not gonna read that one. Thank you for the £5 anyway. It's very kind of you. Alright, so what I have been working on is the scenario system. The scenario system, maybe I can show it off a little bit here. Woo! Alright, we have Rad Anthony donated $1. Thank you so much, Anthony. Will there be an update for the Decapa sword where we can set our own RGB color for it? I don't think so, just because it was always intended to be red, and that's the way... Well, first of all, so the history of the Decapa, for anyone who is curious, back in the WarClan days, like 2010, I made an officer sword called the Decapa, and it looks almost exactly like that. And also, it's not actually based on a lightsaber. It's based on sort of the sword from No More Heroes. I don't know if anyone remembers that game, but It's loosely based on that. And the reason it's called the Decapa is because it's short for decapitator. And I did this goofy thing back in my Warclan days where I named all of our weapons after their purpose. So the frontliner was a frontline rifle. The headshot was a sniper rifle. There was a gun called the Slush E, which was it was just a slushy gun that when you shoot someone with it, it makes a little slurp sound and also heals them a little bit. And then the Decapa, which was short for decapitator. Let's see, Loda, Community Lad, donated $1. Thank you so much, Community Lad. There's a suggestion in Loda that was regarding Rule 2 and 3. It was to outright not let it happen. It went 1, 2, 2 to 2, one of which was a dino bot. I speak on behalf of the community, no one wants it. Maybe I haven't been transparent enough with the whole Loda community, but rules 2 and 3, like y'all don't have to convince me that they don't need to be in Loda, because I forgot what the wording was, but rules 2 and 3 and some of the other stuff are specifically incompatible with Loda because the laws of physics are different. The lore is completely different. Those rules are just incompatible with Loda. So whatever we end up doing, they would have to be significantly different rules than what ATF has. So y'all don't have to convince me anymore. We're already on a different path there. I've also already said that before in the Loda Discord, but again, I think that's on me for not pinning it anywhere or not putting it as an announcement. But I have said that in public channels before. But thank you for the $1 Loda Community Lad, and also thank you for your passion for the game. I appreciate how involved you are and how much you care about the game. All right. So I'm going to show off the prototype of the scenario system here for a moment. So I know I know Community Lad started a hot debate there by bringing up rules 2 and 3. So here's how scenarios work. So you got servers and you can see the hotspots. But what scenarios do is you can be in a server. I think there's a helicopter flying over my house. So I'm gonna create a scenario. This is gonna be Chad's, actually, what do we wanna do? Let's call this one Cutter Town. You can check the filter, that's good to go. This is not gonna be an event. Or actually, let's say we're going through this as a newbie. So what do these mean? Startup versus event. I'm gonna check the guide. That doesn't show up. Hee. Okay. So an event is a scenario with a specific story or event people are expected to go along with. I'm sure y'all are familiar with that concept. A startup is a free form scenario in which people can freely come and go. So that's kind of like a market type situation. Just kind of anyone hopping in and out. For lore section, you got canon and then alternate universe. Those should be pretty self-explanatory. And then affiliation is just faction, unaffiliated, and hybrid. So let's get out of the guide and let's try recreating the scenario. So it's going to be a startup, it's going to be canon, and it's going to be... let's just make it unaffiliated for the heck of it. Let's say... You know what? Let's make this an event. And this is going to say... the violent vagabonds are coming to take Cutter Town on Mount Cutter. We need your help ASAP. Uses EDS/IMRS. Just putting stuff in there for the heck of it. Filter. Okay, so that's all good. And then you add scenario. Refresh it. Oh no! I'm dead. There was an error. I was testing something out before we started the stream, and it looks like it just failed in my face. So I'm gonna fix that real quick, and then I'm gonna show you the outcome of the scenario. Sorry about that. Please forgive me. Celestine Art donated 10 euro. Sweet. Thank you so much, Celestine. Appreciate that. Hi, Chad. I'm a great fan of your work. Do you think that adding the FN SCAR, L or H platform could be a good idea for a weapon to add? Whatever people say about you, keep up the good work. Well, love you. Thanks. I really appreciate that. Thanks for the 10 euro also. I think the tool team has said before that they want to add the SCAR. I think that's just one of those things we haven't gotten around to yet. PMX is asking, is EDS canon? I'm under the impression you can do a canon host that is also EDS. Am I incorrect? Or is EDS an alternate universe thing? Why don't we take a seat here? I gotta fix this bug. So, what do we got for donations here? Kanye donated £2. Said another thing about Noodle. So, on the Noodle topic real quick, just so everyone knows, how do I phrase this? What happened with Noodle was Noodle got accused of some things that were not actually true. A lot of it wasn't true, and Noodle didn't actually do anything that was so Noodle did some things that I don't approve of, but they didn't do anything that was illegal by a long stretch. The accusations that these people are putting into these messages are false. Don't know what else to say about that at the moment. But yeah, essentially, Noodle was harassed for a bunch of things that were essentially untrue, and then left the community because they were getting over-harassed. So, some of these messages that you're seeing pop up here while people are donating me money for some reason, that is the harassment continuing, essentially. So, with that out of the way, why don't we go ahead and try to fix this bug? UI gradient. It's not a valid member of image label. So I'm guessing it's looking for it, but it's not finding it somewhere here. But it should be here. Why is it not locating it? It's on line 762. Star. Rating star. Oh, I spelled it wrong. That's silly. Okay, Let's see if it works this time. Let's move this down a little bit. I see someone's asking about scenario stacking, but what exactly does that mean? What does a stacked scenario mean? Alright, so let's try to create this scenario again. Cutter Town Raid. I'm gonna call this an event. It's gonna be unaffiliated. Cutter Town is being raided by the violent vagabonds. We need raiders and townspeople. Just adding some stuff here to see how it goes. Add scenario. Okay, come on. There we go. Okay, so you can kind of see what a scenario looks like here. So you got the name of the scenario. You got the join button. The server name is going to be here. If it's a private server or you have friends in it, it's going to show that in this box here. There's a lot of stuff going on. The version of the server, the geo of the server. I'll get back to the star thing in a second. It shows the host, which is me. Runtime, so it's going to be basically like you can get an idea of how long the scenario has been running. So maybe if I update this, it will show a minute. Maybe not yet. Maybe it hasn't been a minute yet. I'll double check on that in a sec. But it shows all the tags here: event, canon, unaffiliated, and then the description, so you can kind of get a better idea of what you're hopping into. And last but not least, we got the star rating. So this will show how many people have rated the scenario. Currently 0. You'll only be able to rate the scenario if you're in the same server as the scenario. And also if you're level 5 or higher. That's to prevent people from rate bombing these scenarios, and also to prevent people from other servers who haven't had the chance to experience it to ruin the ratings. You can still theoretically be in the same server as a scenario but not playing part in the scenario and give it a rating, but there's no real other way I can solve this rating issue, because I feel like it's pretty important to know the quality, I guess, of a scenario. And I don't think too many people would waste their time just giving a bunch of scenarios 1 or 5 stars, but even if they did, I don't think it would change things all that much. So you'll be able to click on one of these stars to rate a scenario. And the whole point of this system is so you can kind of get a better idea of what's going on in the game at the moment. So if you see this, you're scrolling through scenarios and you see this and you're like, oh, this looks kind of fun. You see it's been running for 15 minutes, so you know it's just beginning. It's probably not done. You can click join, and what'll happen is it'll teleport you to the server that is happening, and also to the location that the host has set as the spawn location. I might change that. I might change it so that you spawn at the location of the host, but I'm not sure yet. I see some people talking about the issue we were talking about a second ago in the chat. Again, there's so much going on with that situation that y'all are unaware of. it's better just not to get involved with it. Like I said, I did as much research as I could into the situation. That's all I got to say for now, I guess. So, the only thing that I have left to do with scenarios is I gotta get the star rating working. I gotta get the join button fully working. And then I think that's about it. But I came up with this idea that I wanted to get y'all's feedback on, which is I was thinking about adding to people's player cards a tip button, and sort of the way that would work is if someone has given you a kit that you really wanted, or they made a prop build that you roleplayed with for like half an hour or something, or they ran a scenario that you really enjoyed, you'd be able to send them some scrap parts. The donations the tips would probably be you would only get the choices of like what's in the scrap shop, so 5, 35, 100, or 1,000. That's probably how it would work. So, if anyone's having any issues getting the stream items, I did put a disclaimer over there, I think it is. What's happening with the stream items at the moment is you can buy them, but I think your scrap parts won't disappear and the item won't show up in your inventory until you leave the server and join a new one. Obviously that's a bug, so I apologize for that happening. I will get that fixed as soon as possible. Let's see, Troy donated $5 and says, will prop build sharing ever be added? That's actually something that I've been wanting to add for a long time. The way it would probably work is you can send someone a build similar to how you send them a kit, but what would happen is if you send them a build that contains prop expansions that they don't own, it would give them a warning like you're receiving a prop save that contains extensions that you don't own, and it would essentially warn you like if you take this, there's going to be some props in here that don't appear because you don't own them. It maybe even might show you which ones you're missing, but that's probably how that would work. Let's see. Avro donated 5A. Sorry, I wish I knew what that was. Any chance of more customization options for the truck? That's a good question. All I'll say is I think you should hold your breath on that one. It's getting a little chilly in here. One moment. It's that time of year where it's like it's cold and then it's hot and then it's cold again, just like all throughout the day. Do 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 do. So, yeah, I gotta get the stars working. Not working currently. I gotta make it so this create scenario button does not appear when you're in the lobby, because that should not be an option. And I also gotta make it so when you teleport in, you go to the right place. So let's try to get that working. Blacklisted said, that is correct, Chad, though you also can't buy anything else until you rejoin a server. Yeah. Yeah, that's the issue with the stream items right now. So again, apologies for the bugs. I'll have those fixed as soon as I can. Kath says, so how about that acne? It's doing better. Thank you for asking. Alright, so when you click on a star, what exactly happens? Dun, 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 dun. Mm-hmm. Dun, 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 dun. So when you click on a star, it's going to change the color of all of them to white, which I do not want. What I also need to do is say I need to make stars white. Okay, so those are white now. So what I need to do is I need to remove the button detector from stars that are not in the server that you're in. So, okay, let's say if local same server is going to be equal to game.jobid equal to, what are we doing here? Entry.server ID. At least I think that's what I need, yeah? No? Yes, yes it is. If same server, then star, let's see, collection service, remove tag, star, and I'm gonna remove, what is the tag I need here? Let's see, button servers, okay. Oops. So I'm gonna remove that. Star.detector. Destroy that. Don't need that anymore. I'll be back in one moment. Just responding to a text. Woo! Hello. We are back. Sorry about that. Had to deal with some stuff real quick. Okay. So I've got what we're working on is the scenario system right now. So I've got the stars that you click on for rating the scenarios. I've got those. The detectors removed for those. What I've got to do now. I gotta make it. My microphone's like bugging out. I gotta make them appear yellow, which they're not doing for some reason. So I wonder if I print these out, the game job ID and the entry server ID, what would I actually get? Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna have to be more careful about about that in the future, I guess, Merc. Or at least I am. Oh well. Okay, so create a scenario. Let's just not spend so much time on this one this time. Chat scenario. We out here. And scenario. Oh. Okay, so it's just not gonna show up at all because the game ID is all zeros and it says studio. So yeah, that's our problem. So I guess in order to test the star system, I'm just gonna have to sort of move forward anyway, testing it in studio. Let's see. Alright, so Troy donated $5. Thank you so much, Troy. Sorry for missing your donation. Any ETA on a fix for the gun holding glitch? The one where you're offhand gripping the forward part of the gun on any long gun drifts away from the handle over time until you're one-handing the gun. So I know what the issue is in those cases, and it's the same issue that's causing... How do I explain this? The thing that's causing your gun to float away from your hand is the same issue that's causing your characters to have animation glitches in general. So you know how you're walking up to a group or something and there's just someone who's like just like prone crawling in midair? It's all caused by the same glitch, but in order to fix all of those, I have to sort of refurbish the animation system in the game, which that could be a 2-day undertaking or it could be a 2-week undertaking, and I don't know which it is yet. I will eventually get to that, I promise, but that's just kind of where we are at the moment. I know how to fix it, but again, I just don't know how long that will take. Alright, so how do we... Since we don't have a server ID or a game ID, what do we do? So these are obviously not equal, so I'm going to have to change this code specifically for Studio. So game.jobID, if it does not equal studio, then yeah, I think we're good there. Okay, so in that case, when you click on a star, it's gotta make it turn white, and it's gotta make all the ones before it turn white, but not any of the ones after it. So local star count is gonna be if I is less than or equal to star count, then set the color to that. Else, we're gonna set the color to be black. Alright, so I think this should work. But then, so let's say you click one, it sends off the message to the server to rate this. I guess that's all you need. And I'm never gonna take a rating away from a server or a scenario, so not really a reason to do that. So in that case, I don't know. Let's just test it out and see what happens, I guess. Avro says A in terms of money equals Australian dollars? Is that what that is? I thought that would have been AU. Start a scenario. Chad's scenario. We out here. Refresh. Okay, so I'm gonna give it 4 stars, I guess. Ah. That didn't do what I was hoping. Maybe it's because the gradient is incorrect. Hold on a second. Wait, okay, so, ooh, this is complicated. So I need it to rate and show that you've rated it, but I also need it to continue to show what the actual rating is. So I think what I've got to do, I've got to make the actual rating green, your rating white, and then if there's anything left over after that, it transitions to black. It's a little hot in here. I'm gonna turn on the AC. Crumb says, how do you feel about ATF fan games? I mean, I don't have anything against them. I think there's a lot of creativity that goes into those games. I appreciate the build quality on a lot of them. The only time I don't support them is if they take my code and it hurts the main game in some way. For example, what I was talking about earlier, like taking the prop placer I coded and then just putting it out there for free. And having to compete with my own code, basically. But yeah, fan games are generally pretty cool. I like exploring them. Relate says, Chad is hot because there is a candle to your right, literally right next to you. Huh, you're right, I forgot about that. That's a gas flame right next to my head. Of course I would be hot. Eric says, what do you think of Blast Away New Mix? I like that game. I haven't played it much. I think I visited it once or twice and I kind of walked around and it was a really cool map. But yeah, I haven't really played it. But the build's cool. So let's say you rate it 2 stars. I'm just trying to think of the logistics of this. Let's say you rate it 2 stars, but the actual rating is 4.5. How would that show up? It would show up as green. 2 stars is green. Four and a half stars is white, and then the last half of a star is just gonna be black. I guess that's the only way to do it. Maybe. But then, okay, so what if the actual rating is 2 stars and you rate it 4.5? What happens then? Then your 2 stars would show up as green. Oh wait, your 4 stars would show up as green. And the 2 stars would show up as white. Your 4 stars would show up as green, and the 2 stars would show up as white. Right? Is that a good way to do it? I think that's the only way I can do it, sort of showing the difference. But boy, is that gonna be weird to code. Chu is asking, what is the scenario system? So basically what it is you're gonna be, any server that you're in, if you wanna run a roleplay, a host, or a startup of whatever kind, you just start your scenario, and then everyone in all servers is gonna see your scenario. And if they like it, if it has good ratings or whatever else, they just know you personally and it shows your name, they can just click join and it'll teleport them to your server and also to your location in the server. So they can sort of hop in whenever they want. That's kind of the idea behind it. It's a little hard to explain, and it's probably not that exciting of a system on the outset, but I think it's going to be one of those things that might be a game changer, at least a little bit. We'll see. So how do like websites and other games do the star system? Like, how do they show your rating versus the actual rating? I mean, I guess the way I'm doing it here is the way to go. If anyone has any suggestions, I would love to see. So here's kind of what we're dealing with at the moment. Oops. I'm gonna try to show y'all. So we need to think of a way to display this here. So, on the one hand, you'll have your 5 stars here. Let's say by default, why don't we make the background black so this is a little easier to see. By default, dun, 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 dun. Oops. By default, these stars will be white background, so you might see like, let's say there's 30 ratings and it has 4.6 stars. That's kind of what it would look like, but without the white in between the stars. It would only fill the stars. But then if you want to rate a scenario, let's say they would show up as yellow. 4.6. And then when you actually give it a rating, they would show up as green. But the problem is you can only give whole numbers, like you can only give an entire star as a rating. So you can't give 4.6. So let's say you only give 3. So that's kind of how it would look. And then I guess this one would still stay. This is the problem, because it can't stay yellow, because I'm trying to use yellow as the signifier that you have yet to rate a scenario. So I can't use yellow. Maybe if I change this to white, once you've given a rating. That might work, but then what happens in a case where you, say you give 5 stars, but then you still want to see the rating that's below that? I guess that would still show up as 4.6 white stars. How do I do this? Emerald says, Chad, when event ratings get too low, will it automatically be deleted? No. I think it'll just be, maybe the highest rating scenarios will get put at the top of the scenario scroll bar. Maybe that's how it'll work. So the ones with bad ratings, like someone just started a crap scenario that they have no intention of actually running, that would get a bunch of 1 stars, and so that would show up at the bottom. Currently, I'm just not quite sure how you would give a rating. Dun, 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 dun. Or how you would give a rating and it would show that you've given one, while also still showing the actual score that the scenario has. Goofy's talking about the ALVMS. Once again, the stream items in the shop are slightly bugged, so what happens when you buy one of those things is your scrap parts won't change and you might not have the item in your inventory. But when you join a new server, everything should set to the way it's supposed to be. You should have your item and the scrap parts should be gone from your account. I think that's just an error on the stream shop end, so I apologize for that issue, but the purchase should still go through. Crap, I didn't expect a star system to cause me this much trouble. What do I do here? Let's see. Let's see what the town square has to say. They do not have anything to say at the moment. Metal is saying some kind of outline for stars. That's not a bad idea, I think. Let me see if I can maybe get that working. Or at the very least, maybe the star rating you give could be something that's like inside of the star. So like you give 2 stars and that's kind of how it shows up. But maybe it would be like a different color instead of white. Maybe. Maybe. I've yet to see one that can outsmart bullets. Alright, so I'm gonna check this out. And let's see. Rating frame. So let's add. I guess I'll make this smaller. I don't know. Let's see what happens. So I gotta change the gradient. Let's change that to be that. I guess that works. I don't know, that doesn't look too bad. Let's say maybe the rating star that you give is black. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see that working. But then, hold on a sec. It's gotta be a different color than black. It's gotta be different from black or white. Maybe yellow. How about that? Like a gold color. So, rating star, personal rating star. Let's make this gold. And I'm gonna have to make this half size. Okay. Yeah, maybe this could work. Let's see what happens if I change the transparency of the gradient to 0. You can't really see it then. That's a problem. Is an outline something I can even do here? I don't think so. Maybe a darker gold? I guess that could work, but then how's it look on black? Still visible. I don't know. How do y'all feel about this? So this is kind of how it would work. The dark gold stars would be your own personal rating. Any stars that the scenario doesn't have are just black, and if, let's say this is a 1-star scenario, which is terrible, this 1 star would be white. And then maybe, let's say you give it a 2-star rating. What the heck? Why did that go on the 3rd star? Oh no. UI grid layout. Hold on. Layout order by name. There we go. So that's kind of how it would look. Let's say you have a 1-star scenario and you gave it 2 stars. How do you all feel about this? Dom Remus is asking, where can I find a 0.4 server? You might have to start a new one or a private server, unfortunately. Holy says, do the stats equate an average from the rating from multiple people rating them? Yes, that's how it works. You would also only be able to be a certain level or higher to even give a rating. Probably level 5, but I'll talk it over with staff team a little bit. Just to prevent people from creating a bunch of new accounts and rate bombing a scenario. Or reusing a bunch of old accounts. At least if they want to rate bomb something, they're going to have to work for it. So I guess everyone's okay with this. Not getting any huge disapprovals in chat, so I guess we'll just go ahead and march forward with this one. So I'll go ahead and make the personal ratings invisible. And then gradient, gotta bring that back to 1. Zuki says, thank you for creating ATF Chad. Thank you for playing the game, Zuki. Alright, so I've got that out of the way. Make that invisible. That invisible. That visible. And then all of it invisible. Okay, so let's see here. So I've got to change this up. Rating star, that's not what I want. Personal rating star. Personal rating star dot visible equals true. I guess I can get rid of most of this code. This is the messiest thing you can do in code, but this is the most fun, in my opinion. Just making something equal to an equation. Adam says, what do you think of making pop-up text bubbles for radio messages when holding out the radio? Huh. I gotta think about that one. I mean, that's how it was in the old game, I think? No, wait, no, that's not how it was. The old game, you can record someone, and that's what pops out. Text bubbles. Mario, the gun, if you purchase it, it will show up in your inventory if you leave the server and come back. That's a glitch, so I'm sorry about that issue happening, but I will fix that as soon as I can. So that's good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and where's that other star setting thing? Here we go. Okay. Okay. I'm thinking here. So what I'm gonna do is if you can't rate a scenario, the stars are gonna be gray. Yeah. And if you can, they're gonna be white. Star color is gonna be white. There we go. 1, 1, 1. Okay. If you've already given it a rating, crap. Okay, yeah. If you've already given it a rating, then what I'm gonna do is for I equals 1 to whatever number you've given it. We're gonna say star container dot personal rating star dot visible is gonna be set to, maybe we can do the equation thing again. Local star rating is gonna be that. And visible is going to be set to star rating is less than or equal to I, the index. Is that what I want? Yeah. Okay, that's what I want. All right. So then. So, to anyone who's just tuning in, what we're working on here is the scenario system. It's probably not the most exciting thing in the whole world to work on or to describe, but it's going to be an expansion of the server system. So you're going to be able to start a scenario. Let's say I built a prop town in on top of Mount Cutter. Come join me. And everyone in every server, when they check the server system, it's going to show your scenario. And it's going to go from top rated down to bottom rated. So let's say yours it's received 4 ratings so far, and all of them have been 4 stars. That's going to be a pretty good rating. So yours is going to be pretty near the top. People are going to see yours, and they're going to be like, Mount Cutter town sounds fun. I'm going to join it. And then they'll join it, and they'll be teleported to your server and to your location. And that's kind of how it works. So I think, in my opinion, this is going to help a lot with the issue of people who want to run a scenario, or they want to do some kind of roleplay, but they just can't find the people. Instead of having 60 people to choose from, maybe closer to 40 or 50 because people are customizing, you're going to have the entire game's worth of players to choose from. Not choose from, to advertise to. So you're going to put your scenario out there. Instead of 40 to 50 people seeing it, it's going to be hundreds. Okay, so I have got to star color. What do I do here? If you've already given it a rating, that's fine. Star color has to be, yeah, that's gotta be whatever you set it to up above. And then I need to add +1 to the rating parentheses so that you get the confirmation that you have in fact rated the scenario. So let's say, crap. So you have clicked item.parent. No, not parent again. Dot label dot text equals to number. Ooh. Oh, I gotta break it up because it's already got parentheses in it, so I gotta break it up into a number. Crap. Oh, wait, this should be easy enough. Local rate amount is gonna be string.sub local count label is going to be that. All right, position number 2, and then we're going to string.length -1. So let's say the string is 4 long, so 4 -1, that would be 3. Is that where I need to be? I think it is. Right? Yes. Okay. So then rate amount, gotta change that to number. And then it's gonna convert it to a string again for me. That should do the trick there. Gotta add your +1, of course. Ooh, but wait a second. What if you've already rated it? I can't add +1 every time. If not... Well, hold on. If not, count label, get attribute. Already rated. Then do this. So then I've got to take that down here and make it so that it clips it with the right attribute. Set attribute already rated true. Nope, that is the wrong place to put that. This is the right place to put that. Okay, I guess we'll see what happens. Someone in general said I have upper eyelid posture, no hair maxing, no mewing, no bone smashing, slight squint maxing. Sick. I'm happy with my squint maxing. Thank you for the review. Okay, so Chad's scenario. Meet me or die. Add scenario. Okay, so I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Okay, so that showed up appropriately, but this threw an error for some reason. I feel like I should also make it update the dang, the actual star mount on the fly, so you sort of get that visual feedback. Crap. I mean, I guess that's the thing to do. Kind of wish I didn't have to do that, but I think that's the only thing I can do. But then how do I do the math for that? How do I do the math for this? I feel like the only way for me to do this is to say local star ratings equals, that's a table. And when you refresh, it just completely resets that table. And let's see here. So star ratings, new scenario frame is going to be set to a table. Let's set this up here. Wait, where do I even go through all the ratings? I don't. There's no place I go through all the ratings. Okay. Whatever, I guess. Alright, so in that case, I've got to go through all of them for ID, rating, in pairs, and we're gonna go through. Wait, I do go through them up here. Okay, sick. So this is gonna be set to I don't know, maybe just rate? No, wait, I can't do that. Oh, I just gotta do table.insert. Okay, yeah. Why did y'all not remind me about table.insert? What am I paying you to be here for? Table.insert, and then insert the rate. Okay. Yep. Cool. So then up here, when it's time to sit back and do the ratings, update it on the fly, what's going to happen is, regardless of whether or not you have already rated it, it's going to say for whatever rate in pairs, star ratings, right. Gotta set that maybe a little higher up here, I guess. Gotta get the frame. Okay, so item.parent. Where am I going here? Parent. Okay. Wait, parent. Okay, so that's 3 parent frames I gotta go through. Alright, so now, hope y'all are enjoying the code stream. Stream items are bugged again. Woohoo! Okay. Alright, so I think this was a sort of successful test of the stream shop. Obviously there's some bugs. I will fix those as soon as possible. If you had issues with the stream shop, I'm gonna... first of all, sorry about that. I'll fix it. But I think for now, we're gonna go ahead and take the stream items down from the shop. That will be the end of the stream items being available today. Vex donated $3. Thank you so much, Vex. Says, can you say, hey, 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 my my name is Big Bad Bradley. I don't care, nor did I ask. There you go. That's just the voice, though. No, I'm not actually Big Bad Bradley. I don't play the voice of that character. Rad Anthony donated $1 and said, opinions on the Unamata. 16 thumbs up from me. I love the Unamata. But I've heard it's a religion. Is that true? Unimata? Alright, so local count and local average is going to be set to 0 and 0. C equals C plus 1, and then average equals average plus rate. And then what I'm going to stop. What I'm going to do here at the end of it is say why don't I do this at the bottom? Personal rating star. Crap. I've got to redo the stupid gradient code. Okay, whatever. Let's do it. Local star. It's gonna be set to this. Skiwag is asking, what's the lore behind Gearman? Why is it like after a couple hours of streaming, my camera just starts to do some really weird stuff? There's gonna be some horrendous screenshots appearing after this of like my face in the worst pose possible. Yeah, like this one right here. Yep. I need to get a new camera, I think. Gearman. Since we're talking about Gearman. Gearman doesn't really have much lore, but Gearman represents a state of mind or an emotion or a feeling. A particular one, not just like any emotion or whatever. You can kind of guess what he represents based on what he has talked about before, but it's very cryptic. Alright, so star dot rating star dot, let's see here. Alright, so average equals average divided by count. Okay, so if I is less than average, right? If I is less than average, is that what I'm doing? If I is less than average, what I'm doing here is I need to actually make the stars appear appropriately, so there's got to be the stars that it has have to be white. If it's got half a star, that's got to be half white, half black, and then the rest of the stars that it doesn't have has to be black. Gearman donated €2. Thank you so much, Gearman. Thank you for making an appearance. I didn't know you lived in Europe. That's pretty interesting. Gearman's European? Question mark. Merc says maybe Gearman was the friends we made along the way. Very interesting takes I've seen on Gearman in the chat here. Johnny says, perhaps the cogs on his body are a subversion of what he represents, since gears are commonly associated with order. It's a juxtaposition. He's a cog in the machine, yet represents creativity. I won't say if that's a correct or incorrect take, but that is very interesting. Yeah, good recommendation, Emerald, with the sorting scenarios by highest rated, newest, lowest rated, most activity, that kind of stuff. Most activity is going to be the most difficult one to actually filter by, so I think that's just one I can't add. I can add by most ratings. I think that's the only one I can really do, because you can't really... I've had this discussion with a bunch of people, but you can't really quantify what activity is in a scenario. Like, if someone's standing near the scenario, but they're not in it, what if someone's in it, but they're really not doing anything? It's just, it's almost impossible. So I think the only thing I can do is most ratings, maybe. Maybe the top scenario would not be the one that has the most stars, but the one that has, like, maybe it would be some algorithm that decides a combination of the most stars and also the most ratings. So like one that has one rating that's 5 stars, I don't necessarily want that one appearing at the top. But one that has like 4.9 stars and it's got 62 ratings, that's a fantastic scenario. That one should be at the top. Okay, so I gotta do some math here. So if the star we're searching for is less than the average, then we're going to give the star UI gradient equals number range number sequence dot new. Number sequence keypoint dot new 0.0. Okay. All right. So now what happens if you get to one that has the same amount of stars? Else if what did I do down here? I'm gonna cheat. So if T, what is T? T is the average. Okay, so if T is greater than the index. But then that doesn't work, because what if T is only like a decimal greater? So if T is math.floor T, okay. Yeah, all right, I think that's what we need. Okay, so let's bring that here. So if average is greater than the index, and average being set without a decimal is not equal to the index. Just heard a super loud motorcycle just drive by my house. Alright, so like I said before, I'm going ahead and taking the stream items off sale for today. If you managed to get one, thank you for contributing to the game. If not, I apologize for the bugs that we experienced along the way. I will be fixing those. I'm gonna be right back in just a moment. Well, why don't we stand, everyone? We up here. 6 feet up. Alright, so now if math.floor of the average is equal to the index, then what I'm going to do is going to be set to 0. Very complicated business happening here, as I'm sure you can see. So this is going to be the average modulus 1. That's going to be set to 0. And then average modulus 1 plus 0.01 is going to be 1. And then beyond that, just want to do the exact same thing as above, except have it be invisible. Okay, cool. Sneakerhead donated $1. Thank you so much, Sneakerhead. Really appreciate it. I'm getting some text. Hold on here. All right. Dum dum dum. Bum bum dum dum dum. Do y'all like my singing? Be honest with me. Since it's been 30 seconds and there's a stream delay, Merc, anyone who said I don't like your singing, if you could put them in timeout for 1 hour, thank you. Okay, so this all should be good to go. What else do I need to do? So I need to... What do I need to do here? I need to get the actual join part working. I need to make it so that the create in main game and scenario details, non-scenario details. Okay. Dun, 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 brown. Okay, so I gotta go back to the code that was about joining a scenario. So that's somewhere here. Get rid of this clutter, I guess. Watch that be some like super critical code that I'm gonna need later. Okay, so where's my join scenario code? Here it is. Attempt join server. So if it's not a scenario, then do all that. If it is a scenario, then let's do all this. Okay, so essentially we're just going through this semi-normally. But attempt join server, what am I sending over? Is scenario. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, that's 6 inputs. Is scenario. Well wait, why am I setting the match type to be scenario? So it's a matter of going through different tables. If not is scenario, then do all that. Okay, so I've got some of this working here so far. So if the server ID is random, then just looking for potential matches, just pick one, get the scenarios. While not server scenarios, then just keep searching until you find a random one that can be joined. Now I've got to do the sort thing, which is pretty difficult. Okay, so I guess we got to think about, so we're trying to plan out the algorithm that chooses what scenarios go at the top of the list. And it, like I said before, you can't just go with straight up star ratings, because what if someone has a scenario that's like, it's got 1 rating and that 1 rating is 5 stars? That would not work. So what I've got to do is somehow combine the ratings with the amount of ratings to form a single scenario quality attribute. How would I do this? Let's say you have 4.6 stars and 61 ratings. Would it work if I just straight up divide one by the other? What would that give me? 4.9 divided by 61. That gives me 0.08. What if I do 5 divided by 1? Okay, so that gives me 5. I don't know why I even did the math there. 5 divided by 6? 5 divided by 15. Okay, but what if... Okay, so let's say you've got... Ooh, this is tough. So you've got a scenario that's 5 stars with 15 ratings, and one that's 4 star with 15 ratings. The one that's 4 stars has a lower score, so I can't just say that a lower score is better. How would I do this? If anyone has any ideas, please let me know. Gearman says in the chat, "Have no fear. I'm a creation of my master, but not by choice. I cannot hurt you." I'm curious if anyone actually knows what that line means. So how do I give a score to a scenario? Five times 15? What's that give me? 75, and then 4 times 15. That gives me 60. Okay, so the higher one... Wait, is that just how simple it is? 4.9 times 61. So that one's got an incredible score. But then what about one that has 1 star? Maybe 1.6 stars times 28. 44. I guess that's all we gotta do. Just multiply the star times the amount of ratings, and that's the scenario score. Sparkling Pishy donated 5 R's. Thank you for the R's. Really appreciate it. Will ATF 8 items transfer over to ATF 9, since I remember you saying how ATF 9 was going to use the same system as 8? That's a good question. I don't know. It would probably use the same system, but what was I thinking about? There was something that I was going to say about this. I will get back to you. Sorry about that. Yep, I was gonna say something. I'd actually talked with some people about this topic recently, but I forgot what the outcome of the discussion was. I think I was saying something like the system could be the same, but the infrastructure for tools could be different. Just don't know yet. It's also something to worry about that if you take all the tools from one game and let everyone have them in the next game, just on account of the fact that they bought them in the previous one, it helps out that game a lot. But in terms of sustainability, what happens is, at least I think, the game that comes after that, if you make a new system fresh, and you have to not bring over any of the tools, because that would be like, let's say, like wasting thousands of dollars worth of work to give people stuff for free, and you gotta make money for the game to survive. I think you might accidentally kill your own game in favor of the slightly older one, because everyone still has all their tools from 2 games in that one game, and whereas in the new game they don't have anything, because you have made a new system. So it's definitely something to worry about in terms of sustainability. But then again, you could make the same point for the next game, I guess, and say, like, you know, if you don't bring over any of the tools, then what's going to make people really want to play the next game with the same system if they don't have any of the tools? It's a tough one. I guess maybe the only solution is like if you do end up using the same system, you have to bring over some of the tools, and if you use a new system, the new system has to be such a banger of a system that people just come over to the new game on account of the fact that it's better, it's getting regular updates, all that stuff. It's a lot of stuff to think about. Alright, so I can't think of a way in which this true rating system would fail. Let's say something has half a star. That wouldn't happen. 1.1 stars times 100. Yeah, that would still have a lower score than this one here. So, I guess that is the system that we'll be using. So, in terms of sort, I've got to compile all the scenarios based on their score. Local scores equals just an empty table, and then potential matches for whatever entry in pairs potential matches do, and then if entry.scenarios exists as a table, what we're gonna do is Whoopit says, instead of giving a score to a server, how about giving a score to the player? That ensures that players who host consistently good get more recognition. I gotta think about that one. I gotta be honest, that one, at least initially thinking about it, feels like it could lead to someone who ran great scenarios, but they're currently running bad ones. They would get sort of an upper leg, a leg up, over actually good scenarios. Like, it could lead to a bit of functional inner circling, I guess. Someone says you're blocking the output with your face cam. Yeah, I mean, it's not super important. You just need to know that I think the score system works. It's just the amount of stars average that a scenario has times the amount of ratings that it has. So 5 times 15 is 75. That's a pretty good score, but it's not fantastic because you've only got 15 ratings. But a 4.9 star scenario with 61 ratings, that one has a score of 299, which is way better because it's got so many ratings and all the ratings are great. Denum is saying the stream items no longer appear in the shop. Yeah, I took them down for this stream. I need to fix some bugs, so they're off the shop for today, unfortunately. But anyone who did manage to grab one, really appreciate it. It really helps out the game. Thanks again. Okay, so if it has scenarios, then let's start searching through them for what's the index of these? What is the index of a scenario? Dun, 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 dun. Create scenario. The index of the scenario is... Oh, it's the host's user ID. Okay. Okay. Host ID, and then scenario details in pairs. I've got like the world's smallest ant walking across my code right now that y'all can't see. Entry dot scenarios. Okay, and so scores. Host ID is going to be set to a table, I guess. Score equals scenario details. Oh, wait a second. I think I've got to go through every single rating for each scenario. Oh, crap. Local count and average equals 0 and 0 for whatever rating in pairs. Another table search dot ratings do C equals C plus 1, and then average equals average plus rating. And then at the end, we're just going to say average equals average divided by C. Okay, and then score is going to be set to average. And then count is going to be set to C. Tempest Joshua donated $1. Says, "It's been a year, Chad. I really, really miss you." Thanks, Joshua. Welcome back, by the way. PJ says, "What's the benefit of all this over just giving a flat rating? I think people are smart enough to figure out ratings based on their amounts on their own." I'm not quite sure what you mean. The purpose of the score system is to organize scenarios by quality. So, you know how in servers you can click join and it'll just put you in a server that has the most amount of players possible, but also having a slot open for you? I'm doing that for scenarios. But the thing about scenarios is the only way to get the quality of a scenario is to take the actual star rating of it and multiply it by the amount of ratings that it has. So if you click join scenario, and it puts you in a top scenario, I have to have a way to quantify what actually is the highest quality scenario. And that's where it would put you. But it's also got to put you in a scenario that is in a server that is not full. So, okay, so I've got that all written out. Okay, so for ID, entry in pairs, scores, do what do I even need to enter these in is my question. Do I even need to enter that? I'm just gonna say local best scenario available is gonna be equal to nil. And I'm gonna set that to be server ID local best score available equals crap, how do I do this? I need best scenario available, and it's got to be a table, maybe? So if we encounter the best scenario, let's say if this dot score. Okay, so if the score doesn't exist, or the score does exist and it is lower than whatever this score is, this average, then in that case, we can add that one to the best scenario available. Okay. Score equals average. Server ID is going to be set to... What do I actually need to join a server? Looks like I need all of this stuff. I think. Return, join. No, wait. I need access code, place ID, server ID. Yeah, okay. Server ID, that's going to be entry.server ID, I think. Hold on a second. What is potential matches? Dot players. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so then access code entry.access code. Place ID, that's gonna be entry.place ID. I guess that's all I need. And then info, once this is all said and done, I gotta set info to be, what do I set it to? Info equals potential matches. And then it's gotta be the index of the best scenario available server ID. But then when I'm sending the info, I've also got to send the scenario that you're trying to get into. Oof. Tempest Joshua donated $1. Thank you so much, Joshua. Says, Chad, were you ever on Epstein Island? I looked over the flight logs, and it seems like you took a private jet to the island 3 years ago. Thank you for the $1. I really appreciate it. No, I can't say I've ever been there. I wish I had a private jet. Maybe someday. Maybe someday I'll have a private jet, is what I'm trying to say. Though I think those are pretty bad for the environment, so I don't think I would ever actually want one of those. Okay, so the problem is I've got the server ID and the access code, but I need to actually send the scenario with it. So the scenario ID, yep. So scenario ID, it's gonna be nil, I guess, in that one case. Local scenario ID is gonna be set to nil. Scenario ID equals Crap. Scenario ID. I'm gonna set that to be host ID. I gotta get the host ID. That's the only way I can do this. Host ID equals host ID. What the heck is entry? That's blah blah blah. Host ID. Okay. Scenario ID equals host ID. Best scenario available dot host ID. Do 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 do. Scenario ID. What am I sending back in this case? Scenario, get server scenarios. So I'm making a table of just straight up IDs. Okay, so that's, I guess that's what I need. That's fine. Okay, so then I'm sending the scenario ID. Okay, so then in this case, what's happening? If it's sort or random, blah, blah, blah. If not, if you're joining a specific scenario, that's what happens down here. I feel like my brain is just melting as I'm doing this. Everyone who's getting home from school, welcome to the stream where I melt my brain. I think staring at code for so long really do make you feel that way. Denim is asking, repeating my very urgent request. I already know this is going to be good. Could you please put the items back on sale? Oh, okay, that was not sarcastic at all. I need to spend the scrap parts I bought. My Robux can't go to waste. So I won't put them back on sale today. I apologize. The stream shop is slightly buggy. So what I'm gonna do is on Wednesday, I'm gonna do another stream. So if you want to get a hold of some of those items then, that's when you can do it. Wednesday. Joshua donated $2. Thank you so much, Joshua. Says, Mr. Creator, Denim needs your attention in chat regarding the scrap parts he purchased. Also, do you think it would be possible for us to go on vacation this summer together? I'll tell you what. I'll make you a deal. If you can locate or craft 4 ounces of ricin and send it to my home address for me to use for redacted purposes, we can go on a vacation together. Okay, why don't we go ahead and take a seat and see if that will help my brain mush. Alright, so if you're queued up, I gotta check all this code to make sure it still works. If you're queued up, then return, that's good. If not, running regular server check. Okay, so if it's not currently running, then run one. That's good. Check your rank. Current cycle batch. Server ID. Gonna be honest, I completely forgot what this chunk of code does, but we're gonna leave it there because it's probably pretty critical. Most recent server list. Okay, so we're going through the server list. Jasper donated $2. Thank you so much, Jasper. And says, when are you going to show us your fursuit? I don't have a fursuit, but I do have an orange morph suit. Maybe I'll show you that sometime. Okay, so if the server ID that you're looking for is equal to the server ID that it is found, then we're going to do a check. Okay, so if you're not a moderator, and you're not me specifically, that's in the code there, if you're not me specifically, and the amount of players is greater than or equal to a server count, then it's going to do all this. But if all of that's good to go, then it'll just straight up join you. But the problem is, it's gotta actually send the scenario ID. So let me go check what that is, if that's anything. Attempt join server. Okay, so if you're following a user, blah blah blah. If you're attempting to join, is scenario, yeah, okay. Attempt join, oh crap. What is this? Join server. Join server. Roleplay, scenario. Oh my god, I'm not even sending the ID? Ugh. Match type and then server ID. Yeah, okay. Crap. So I gotta change some things around here. Host ID. That is absolutely critical. Sort. Crap. Wait a second. Okay, what am I doing here? This is play scenario and this is random scenario, but then I've gotta have join scenario, join server. So it's sending the join button and also the frame. Join button and scenario frame. If it is a scenario, why would I even send that? Why don't I just send scenario ID? Scenario ID. Scenario frame and item. Get attribute. Scenario ID. Is that what I need? Scenario ID. That is only being used in 3 places, so doesn't look like it. Host ID. Entry ID. Okay, so what is this? Dun, 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 dun. So the name of the scenario. Oh. Okay, cool. Alright, so then host ID, that's not what I need. Scenario ID. That's gonna be the name of this scenario frame. Okay, so then I'm sending that through. And that's going to be scenario ID instead of is scenario. And then once I get here, if not scenario ID, okay. But if you do have the scenario ID, then all right. I feel like my brain is almost at the end of its rope here. I think we can maybe wrap up the stream here in a second just with... Maybe we can do a giveaway? We'll see how it goes. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, so what's going on here? So if it is a scenario, if it's sort of random, do that. If you are joining a specific scenario, do this. If you found the server ID, return blah 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 blah. Scenario ID. Why don't I go ahead and add this here as well? Scenario ID, that's going to be set to scenario ID. Cool. So I got to go check that in a moment. Okay. Return Q index. So this is crucial. I gotta make sure this actually functions as intended. Because this is what happens, all this here, this is what happens when you try to join a server that's already full. And this is the queue. That's what that chunk of code is doing. For anyone who's just tuning in and not sure what scenarios is exactly, I'll try to show it off in a moment. So table, insert scenario, user ID. No, that's a server ID that is being inserted to. Okay. Queues. Ooh, but that doesn't give me enough data. Server ID equals nothing. I think I've just got to like sort of redo. So player ID is going to be that, and then scenario ID is going to be that. I've got to redo the way scenarios or the queue table functions a little bit. Player, queue position, queue index. Ooh, wait a second. Queue index. Okay. Yeah. Entry value. Christ, my brain is boiling. Queue. All right, so you got to send back to the player the queue index and the server name. If it doesn't exist, then send that, and then the server ID, and then I'm just also going to send back the scenario ID. But that doesn't work. I need the scenario name. I need the name. Dr. Sivian is asking, what is Chad coding? Sounds important, but like, what does it do? So the scenario system is an extension of the server system. The way it works is when you open up the server menu, you'll see a bunch of scenarios also in a slightly different menu. And scenarios is anyone that's over level, whatever, level 5 maybe, can start a scenario. You can set the name, the details, all that stuff. And anyone from any server can view the scenario frame and just sort of browse the scenarios and join one that they enjoy or that looks cool to them. And what this is meant to do is, let's say you're currently in a server and you're like, you just built a town and you're like, hey, you know, my town's open, come here, y'all. And you just want to do like a market startup. You would only have access to whoever you contact and also whoever's in the server, which if people are customizing, that would probably be around 40 to 50 people. But the scenario system would broadcast your scenario to everyone in every server. So instead of maybe 40 to 50 people seeing your scenario and maybe joining it, it would be, you would have access to hundreds of people. And if, you know, some of those people see your scenario and they like the way it looks, they'll just click join and they'll be teleported to your server and then also to where you are in the server. So join server, server ID. I don't really need the scenario ID, or do I? Because I just have it here, so I don't need it. So let's not return that. So in this case, joining. All right, so if you're in the queue, I've got to change the way this here is structured. Okay, so local scenario suffix equals nothing. But if scenario ID exists, then in that case, scenario frame dot, what do we need here? Dot name frame dot label dot text. Scenario suffix equals. But then how do I plug this in for the actual server name? You're number 1 in line for server name. Scenario suffix. Let's just maybe say comma and then a bracket. Scenario. Maybe let's do parentheses instead of a bracket. I don't know how good that's actually going to look. Semicolon or a colon, I think that looks pretty good. But then I've got a... Oops. Scenario suffix. Queue label. Okay, so there's only leaving queue. Okay. Alright, that looks good. Oh my god. Okay. So join. Now I've got to go check the join code. Okay, so we're in the meat of it here. Here we are. This is where the magic happens of you actually getting teleported to the server. Woo! The last step. Well, second to last step. Ethan donated $10. Thank you so much, Ethan. Really appreciate it. Ethan says, SUP. What did he mean by that? Is that a faction name? SUP? Southern Union. Oh my god, it's the Southern Union? Southern Union Pariahs? Glory to the SU. Join. Okay, so it looks like I'm sending something called redundant information in some of these cases. So why don't I go check exactly what that is? Info. Okay. Info equals... Oh, Christ. Redundant info. And only one... Hold on a sec. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the 5th input. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But what is info in this case? Info is host. So now I gotta go check what that is. Host. Alright, what are we returning here? We are returning literally this entire table. Okay. Info. Okay, so it's a table. That's good to know. So, in that case, I don't really think I can just send the scenario ID. What I've got to send is a table where the scenario ID is equal to that. Join. Okay. All right. Oh, we're almost there. This is gonna be a nightmare to test once this comes out. Oh, Southern Union Police. Good job, Merc. Didn't think about that. Options. Set teleport data. Redundant info. Cool. And then you teleport them. Sweet. Alright. Didn't even need to do anything here. How about that? Okay, then the last step for actual scenarios is I need to receive the info. But we have to have a discussion here. I gotta end the stream in just a moment. We'll do maybe 1 to 3 giveaway items. But I'm gonna grab some water real quick. Y'all tell me, in terms of joining the scenario, let's say you're teleporting into a scenario that you joined and you're in the server. Should you get teleported to the location of the host? Or should you get teleported to a location that they set as the spawn location for their scenario? What do y'all think? Let me know in the chat. I'm gonna grab some water. Merc says a set location. Looks like most people are saying set location. I think that might be the way to go, set location instead of the host location, just because, like Merc said, you could spawn in to something that the host didn't want you to see yet. And worst case scenario, let's say the host is just kind of messing with people. And puts the set location like in the void and you just kind of die. I don't think that would really be a problem because you would just die once and then like just respawn in the spawn room. So like, not really the worst case scenario. Or rather, not really a terrible scenario. But then, for anyone who's curious what I'm eating, it's Old Bay flavored peanuts. I need y'all's input on something else. What, well, actually, I guess I don't. Like, if you click join a scenario in the same server as you, I think it'll just teleport you to the scenario location that the host set. So I think that's just like a good way to get back to where you were. So I guess that's the solution for the problem of if you get killed or something, or you are lost from the scenario, that's just how you would get back. Okay. So the last step of this process is just receiving the data properly and teleporting you to the location that the owner has set. Not the last step. I still have to add the infrastructure for the owner actually setting the location that you spawn in, but I don't think that will be very difficult. So I'll just leave a note for myself here. Okay, so for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, I'll go ahead and show off the scenario system real quick. Maybe I'll also show off the ALVMS and the Thorn and the Meridian, why not? Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so here's how it works. So this is the server system. I'm in studio, so obviously there's no servers spawning right now. So you click scenarios. Now you're in the scenario menu. Here's the guide to scenarios. And I'm going to create a scenario. So this is going to be called Chad's scenario. Filter name, that's good to go. It's going to be a startup, it's going to be canon, and it's going to be unaffiliated. Scenario description, let's say we're having a market on top of Mount Cutter. Let's just say EDS only, I don't know. Just adding some extra fluff. Filter description, okay, that's good to go. Add scenario, sweet. So now let's refresh it, and there's our scenario. Shows a lot of data, shows the name, join button, server name. If it's private, a private server, or you have a friend there, it's going to show that here. The server version, server geo, host name, the runtime is going to be sitting here. I need to double check that. It shows all the attributes of the scenario here. Description, and there's a star rating. So I need to test this star rating system a little later, because this is kind of the only way to check the quality of a scenario. Oh, so I gave it 4 stars, but it glitched out and gave 1. Anyway, so essentially what happens is everyone in every server will be able to see this. So instead of having only 40 people who are in the same server as you to see your scenario, or like see your market build and come join it, people would browse the scenario system here and they would just be like, okay, that one looks kind of fun. They would join it and teleport to your server and your location. That's just kind of a better way to get people into your scenario, find people who share interests with you, I guess. Also, just so everyone knows, the geo does not it doesn't dox. I do in fact live in North Carolina, but the geo of the server, if it's trying to spawn a server, the server system that Roblox has gives to you a server that is in any geo that they have available at the moment. So if they really need a server, like a player's like, hey, I need a server, the Roblox will be like, and they'll dig through everything and be like, here you go. If they have one that's near you, they'll give that one to you. But if they don't, they might have given me one in New Zealand. Probably not, because that's extremely far away, but they could have given me one in like Virginia or California. So yeah. It doesn't show where the person who started the server is. Jasper donated $5. Thank you, Jasper. Much appreciated. Do you think you could get a little expansion of the D20 system that would let us input our own modifiers? Roll D20 and add +2. Huh. That's an interesting suggestion. Why don't you DM me more details about what you're asking for? I can maybe try to remember to talk to you about it later. So, I've got to fix that. That star thing broke. It did show how many ratings it has, which is cool. There was one last thing I needed to add to my list to not forget. What was it? What was it? Ugh. It was something kind of important, but I can't remember what it was. So client 455. UI gradient is not a valid member of image label? Rating star? Huh? Wait a second. What? UI gradient? Rating star? UI gradient? Didn't I spell that correctly? Pretty sure I did. UI gradient is not a valid member of image label? Star 1. Rating star. It's right there. What the heck? Why would this not exist? Is it getting deleted down here, maybe? Detector, destroy. No, that wouldn't be doing anything. Okay. Not a valid member. Star container. Alright, well, I guess I'll confront that later. Do. Hamaden, I see you saying stuff in the chat, but it's not tagging anyone when you say it, at least for my stream application. Gamer says, Chad, you are setting the UI gradient as the value instead of setting the property. Is that correct? If that's true, I blame that on my brain just being mush at this point. Wait, 455. Oh, you're right. Wow. All right. Great job. Great job, gamer. Gamer knows how to code, at least a little bit. Fantastic. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Cool. Yeah, you solved the mystery. Great job. Okay. Yeah. Guess that's all I'm gonna do for now. We're gonna do the world's fastest giveaway here. We're just gonna do a giveaway of the Thorn. Hopefully my bot actually works in giving out the items as intended. All right. So, to be counted as present for the giveaway, all you gotta do is say something in the chat. You just gotta say one thing. Saying multiple things will not actually help you, will not help your chances. So I'll go ahead and show off the stream items here, just so y'all can get a better idea of what you're looking at. So this is the Thorn, it's a handgun. This is the Thorn 2 actually. The Thorn 1 was in After the Flash 7. It is a Gauss pistol that is break action. You can actually see when you reload it with a shell in it that you haven't fired, that shell actually pops out. It's not a shell, it's just a slug. There's no shell for Gauss projectiles. Alright, next up, we have got the Meridian, which is it fires a gel projectile. This is a very cool one. You can see the blue steam coming out when you fire. Alright, and then last but not least, we have the Meridian, which is my personal favorite. Meridian? Sorry, the ALVMS. It's got a custom barrel animation. It just expels its heat in the form of steam after every shot. It's a plasma rifle. Fires a plasma projectile. This is kind of how it goes extremely fast, but this is kind of how it looks if you fire at long range. It shows up for like 1 frame. Yeah, this one's really cool in my opinion. Really like this one. Alright, so let's see if Nightbot has chosen our winners. So our first winner for today is Crymark. Congratulations, Crymark. All I need from you is your user ID. Just tell me your user ID and I can add you to the list of winners immediately. Krymark has not said anything yet, it seems. Need your Roblox user ID, Krymark. Not your username, your user ID. Boom, boom, boom. Krymark. What do W? Okay, there it is. I see the ID. All right. That was the sound of me searching for your user ID in the data. Oopsie doopsie. And not locating it. All right. Krymark, you are in the data now. Congratulations. Our next winner for today's giveaway is Jasper. Congratulations, Jasper. Just need your user ID. Dum, 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 dum. Let's go, Jasper. Jasper says, I already have it. Can you re-roll? All right. Congratulations anyway, Jasper. Here we go. Ski Whack. You have won. Just need your Roblox user ID. Need your Roblox user ID, Skiwack. There it is. Okay. Thank you very much. Let's see. Yep, you are not in the data yet. Let me go ahead and add you here. The great thing about ATF8, the new system, is y'all will receive these things basically immediately in-game. Alright, and the final winner for today's giveaway is... Gustamy 2017. Woohoo! Congratulations, Gustamy. Just need your Roblox user ID. Alright, got Gustamy's user ID. Thank you very much. You are not in the data. Alright, let's go ahead and add you. Okay. So that is... you know what? Let's do one more. Why not? This next one is gonna be a super winner. What a super winner is you just give me your Roblox user ID and also tell me whether you want the Thorn, the Meridian, or the ALVMS. So you get to choose between those three instead of only getting the first one. All right. So super winner for today's giveaway is bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Boo, boo, boo. Steel! Congratulations, Steel. You're a super winner. Just Steel, you got to give me your Roblox user ID and also whichever item you're after. Steel, I see, I see your user ID. You just got to give me whichever item you're after. Steel is already in the system, but does not, in fact, have any of the stream items. Very interesting. So, ALVMS, could have guessed that one, but excellent choice. All right. And that is the last winner for today's giveaway. Dun, dun, dun. Bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Pausing the stream so I can listen to a 15-second unskippable ad. Lovely. All right. This was the first official stream we've had in a long time that has had the stream items. If you did donate during the stream, I appreciate it a ton. It means a lot. And if you did manage to buy any of the stream items also, I apologize for the bugs, but those things will be fixed soon. And thank you as well for supporting the game. Those items contribute to the dev fund quite a bit. So, once again, thanks again for contributing to the game, keeping ATF alive, and also contributing to the building of LOTA 3. I appreciate y'all. I hope you enjoyed this stream, and I hope you enjoy the scenario system when that comes out. We'll probably be doing another stream on Wednesday. I'll try to keep y'all updated. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. I'll see you around. Mwah.